Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today I have a very special guest, all the way from Windsor. He's somebody who started almost from nothing to everything. This is my series, and this is one of the most important guests of the series that I guess I developed the whole series on based on his work. And he's also a lot of very big motivational person, and I think like me many of us are also motivated from his work. And finally today, thank you so much, Aditya,
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
for giving us time today. I know you're a very busy man and you took out some time for us, so thank you very much. So, Aditya, I know you very well, but this is for our audience who have seen you first time on our through our channel. Um, so, if you can just tell us something about yourself,
Sure,
please tell us where you come from, what you do, what's your background, and
sure,
how all this started.
definitely. And first of all, thank you for driving all the way from Toronto. Like, first thing, whenever I see our people who is trying to do something, trying to make things happen and goes no matter what, where it is to get some knowledge and connections. I like those people. That's why,
Thank you.
when you reached out and saying, I will drive down to Windsor tomorrow. So keep it up on that hustle.
Thank you so much.
I love that energy. So going back to my story, just like many people, yeah, many immigrants. I'm also an immigrant to this country. Came as a student, and of course back home from a small village. Parents are farmers with like 2-3 acres of land. They're literally worked their ass off for all their life, just to provide good education for me and my sister. But never financially stable, always struggled, and because of financial issues my family was always apart. But long story short, they borrowed a lot of money to send me here. I came as a student. This is in 2012. And after studies, while studies, did all the hard job like many people do, like many immigrants, right? Like going through factory work, working in restaurants, cleaning the
Absolutely.
dishes, cleaning the toilets, everything,
100%.
just like many immigrants, same story. After the education, struggled for like 6 months to get into a full-time job. I was into IT, got a job in Windsor. So
Wow.
thankfully, that was not planned because I was literally desperate to go anywhere. I need a job, full-time job, because without a full-time job, you cannot get your PR. You cannot, I cannot pay off my debts because I had
True.
like, my dad borrowed like almost 20-25 lakhs Indian rupees with a
Wow.
2% monthly interest.
That's a
So that was
huge
getting,
amount.
yeah. So I got the job in Windsor, and then the things started. I started to pay off my debts, but in that process, I was into a lot of questioning myself because that was not enough to achieve my dreams. The job I was doing, I was not as much as passionate as I supposed to be with work. I was not enjoying it, and also I was not living the life that I wanted. So I started trying different things, and that's how I got into real estate. So
Hmm.
I started investing in real estate, buying just one property at a time, pretty much with no money,
And what
no
was the
knowledge.
motivation of like from switching from IT to real estate?
So at this point in time, I haven't switched completely. I was working full time, and I got my
Okay,
first
okay, okay,
house as a house hack. I bought
okay.
a duplex, old ugly duplex for cheapest possible in Windsor in 2017
Wow.
for like 102,000. Yeah, don't
Wow.
ask me for those properties now. So that's like 5-6 years
Wow.
ago, right, when the Windsor market started to pick up. Um, but again, it's not easy because not many people will look at even that property because it was like 120 years old, ugly as shit. Need a quite a bit of money to renovate, but with a creative mind, with the help of my mentor, thanks to them, I always be thankful for them because they were the reason. My realtor at that time and
Hmm.
her boyfriend was a mortgage person. They helped me to get this property. With their connections, I was able to you know literally buy that property and renovate it with literally my $8,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I got it. That's how I got into real estate. And it's not
Okay.
easy, right? Like it was like a lot of,
For sure, for
yeah.
sure.
It took me like 6 months to actually pull a trigger on that property because a lot of questions in myself. Like
Yes.
first of all, we as Indians we love new properties, and second thing, I don't know anyone here. Know him, as an investor,
I understand.
when the first fears, right? Like the kick in, whom do I know who can help me? No one, no family here, no friends. What can I do? How can I do with this? But again, instead of like doubting, I just reached out to people. I looked online, I found help. That was like, my mentor at that time. She's a Canadian who started a group, Win City Real Estate, Win City Investor Group. So I was the first member, surprisingly. Me, her, and her boyfriend, and my wife, we were playing cash flow and we learned. So I learned a lot from them, and they helped me a lot to set up the process.
Interesting.
But long story short, now I'm a full-time investor. Plus, I got my real estate license in 2019,
Wow. So
and I'm
just
a
like
real estate agent.
4 years, yes.
Plus, I have a team. We sell over 150 properties every year. We just
Wow.
ranked, yeah, and I was rated as number one agent in Windsor for the last 2 years, 4 years in the business. And my team just got ranked in EXP all over Canada 24,
Congratulations. I think I have
20.
seen your shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and
Very
along the
nice.
way, I share my journey on my YouTube channel and Instagram to,
Yes.
inspire other people like me who
Absolutely.
want to do something because
Absolutely.
it gives a hope.
So I'm gonna leave Aditya's contact information in the description box. So anybody who would like to connect about, especially Windsor, Essex, or pretty much I would say still Toronto area, Aditya got a lot of good knowledge to share, and he can show you how he started his journey. Anybody can do it, right?
Yeah.
My another question would be, what are the three challenges as of today that you like anybody could face if they want to start as an investor or I don't know realtor or anything?
So let's talk about the investing side first because I see that's your channel. Most audience are so when you want to invest, the first thing is you need to get educated, or else lot of fear out there. Because whenever I make stories, like the negative comments are, don't buy a rental property because the tenant's going to damage your property, or the tenants will not pay you rents. Yes, that's going to happen, but you can avoid them if you get educated. So there is a lot of resources out there, just like your channel, my channel, and also some of my favorite channel, Bigger Pockets. Biggerpockets.com. They have like ton of information that tells you what's the right way to do, what's the wrong way, avoid the wrong way, do the good things. Because when you started your career, do you know everything about your career?
No.
You learned along the way.
Absolutely.
You made changes and you
Yes.
betterized. You made mistakes. You corrected
A
them
lot.
along the
Yes.
way, right? So, but whereas when you don't do anything just because someone said something, you're not going anywhere. So if you want something, start learning about it and start finding a network group who are doing similar things.
Okay. Any books would you
A lot
recommend?
of books.
Any top
My
two favorite of yours?
my favorite one is the Rich Dad Poor Dad
Okay.
because that opened up the whole world for me.
Okay.
That was the first book I read, which is on the mindset of finances. The other book is Investing in Rental Properties by
Okay.
Brandon Turner.
Yes.
That's another favorite one because he talks about every details how you can buy a property for as low as possible. Because initially I used to think I need a lot of money to get started. That's why I never got started. That's another challenge that many people that because we come, especially immigrants, especially from Indian background, I have seen, because we mostly buy properties with cash,
Cash.
back home. But here
You save, and then
exactly.
you buy.
But here, the leverage is a huge thing. What I mean by leverage, you buy a property there. You're let's say if it's $500,000. There you pay complete 500,000 cash. But here, you can buy for literally $30,000, which is like 15 lakhs Indian rupees, right? So $30,000 can buy you a 500,000 property. Here's the magic happens. If that property appreciate by 10%, now your 30,000 turned into another 50,000, just 10%, because your property value goes up on the value of the property, which is 500,000 plus 10%, which is 50,000.
Yes.
So your 30,000, the
What you
returns
invested,
that's a very, very conservative number.
True.
So
Absolutely.
that leverage works magic in this country. I made a short recently, like, saying you don't need 100 properties or anything. You just need like 5 properties solid in a good location where you can always rent, where you can find good tenants, and just sit on them, let them run for you, and just imagine, like, if you retire from, what do you do for a living?
I work into the hospitality industry.
Okay, and you're in a job, right?
Yes.
And how much do they give you if you retire with them after 25 years?
Of course, real estate is much
No,
higher.
just give me an example, right? Like, so that way for audience, I'm just making sense to them.
Like, what do you mean? Like, how
So
much they?
you work for them for next 25 years.
Okay. Yes.
And you retired.
Yes.
How much retirement pension you get?
It's nothing. I don't know, 1,500 a month. That's it. Yes.
And do they give you any value?
No equity, nothing.
Nothing, right? Whereas this property is like, if you be creative and smart and network with right people and get education, you bought this,
True.
one property at a time. In next 5 years or 10 years, you bought 5 properties. And while you're working, I don't suggest people, a lot of people reach out to me, oh, I want to just quit my job. Do you have anything else to do? Do you have any active income that you can generate money so that you can, continue to invest?
Yes.
They don't have an answer. Then why do you want to quit your job? Continue to do that. Continue to make money, and keep buying properties.
Unless you don't find active income.
Exactly.
Do not quit.
Exactly. So 5 properties. Now let them pay. The tenants pay your mortgage.
True.
Let them make the wealth for you. And
Absolutely.
they will be the best retirement, because 5 properties, imagine, like, each property produces you $3,000 into 5, 15,000. Even you 25,000, 25 years down the road, that mortgage paid and cleared.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be left with?
A lot of equity.
Plus
Retirement fund.
15,000, even 5,000, 6,000, let's say half of it are expenses, insurance, taxes, whatever, things that you're paying.
True.
$7,000 is your...
Absolutely.
And that I'm talking based on the current rent rate.
Yeah.
The rents are going up. What would be the rest? And of course, a lot of other challenges that I hear from people is like, oh, the property will depreciate over the period. The property value will go down, or the construction get older. Yes, that's true. But you have equity. You can refinance. You can renovate the property along the way. You can change the roof after 10 years. You can change the furnace after 10 years. You can change furnace AC after 5 years. You can change the floor at some point. So you when you plan for it, it's going to make a solid lifestyle for you.
Wow. Well, Aditya, thank you so much for such a valuable knowledge. And, I'm pretty much sure all the audience have loved this that you shared with us. Just one last small question, just to finish up this interview, is what's the secret of this energy?
I think I know what I want in life.
Okay. So you know your goals.
Yeah. No, I would not say goals. Like, I don't believe in goals.
Okay.
I believe in, like, what drives you. For me, when I started in this business, what drive me is different from what now. When I started, I wanted to get ahead in financially, because I have seen my family suffer because of the finances for years. So my drive was at that point completely money. I want to get ahead in financially. Now I have decent finances that can set me and my family live happily for next 20, 30, 40 years. And what drives me now, I want to make sure my agents get successful.
Absolutely.
And I want to help as many people as possible. And also through my content, like, I enjoy that a lot, because now people are getting educated, they can take actions, right? Like you just said when you said in the beginning.
Yes.
You set the ground for making content, and I love to hear that. That is the fuel for me, because that
Thank you
keeps
so
me
much.
going.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, stay tuned for such a interesting more content, and I'm gonna leave, as I said, all the contact information of Aditya, and anybody can reach to him. And for such a more content, stay tuned. And till that time, see you. Bye bye, and thank you, Aditya, once again.
Take care.
Bye.